episode 98.
Wow, 98.
98.
Yay! And we have
Wow.
Fung back with us tonight. Okay, now,
Yes.
guys, let's put our hands together to Fung now. As you know,
Our favorite
Fung is
conversationalist.
here. When we have Fung here, we talk Elon Musk. What else to talk about, right?
Elon Musk reporter.
Yes.
You are the Elon Musk reporter. Now, probably we start with his his half naked, image at the picture that was taken by the paparazzi when he was actually enjoying his holiday. Somebody actually illustrated that it's kind of like it's huge out
like
there, right?
Cybertruck angular.
And then there's like an alien in there driving this shit, kind of like probably this guy is not human, he's an alien,
Oh,
probably
shit.
that.
I didn't
That's
know
why
that,
it's a
man.
very interesting illustration.
What have I been doing for the last few weeks, man?
I don't know, man. You've been working. That's a good thing. What's up, Chee?
I've not noticed. Hey, our fourth
What's
marketer.
up? All right. Okay,
Yes,
now let's start with
host for the next show.
Taiwan situation. Just kidding.
Huh?
Okay. What were you guys talking about just now? Oh, it's the topic that you guys
only
Andrew.
visiting Singapore, Malaysia, and
I thought it's Singapore, Malaysia, but the fellow went to Taiwan. What?
Did she go to Taiwan?
She is now in Taiwan.
Yeah. Yesterday,
Wow.
Twitter is like following every inches as she approached the plane approaches Taipei.
Did she land in Malaysia?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she did. That one,
Nobody cares. That one.
Did you visit anyone in Malaysia?
Actually,
The Prime Minister,
we don't even know lah.
No, I think from Malaysia to Taipei.
Yeah.
So are we the
Singapore,
culprit?
Malaysia.
The Malaysia official reach out to her,
PM lah.
as in greet her.
Yeah,
Then
Yeah, they had a meeting.
already
I
there.
think some KLFA menyambutkan.
Obviously, she was there in Malaysia for a few hours.
Have to lah. Can't you just land her?
No idea.
What? I think she landed in Malaysia for a while only, then just transited, right? Or was there a meeting? I'm not sure.
It's a stopover.
But
I think there was a meeting lah. There was
No,
a meeting.
bottom line, nobody cares. So,
Not yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I
Because
don't
there's
even know.
no news about her. As in,
I
we
think
know
I
that
just
she's
saw
in
one or
Malaysia,
two
Singapore,
photos and that's it.
and the plane fly off. That was
Yeah.
Okay.
shit.
Moving on.
Yeah, and
To
TY say
Taiwan.
now Nai is now in Taiwan. Grandma, okay, say grandma, okay. Our international
I think she left already. She left already.
She left
But
already.
She really go in and say, "Oh, we prop democracy. We want to express that. Go there. Still not enough. Still want to say things to kacau a bit.
Yeah, lor. And then
As
eventually
if we don't have enough war in this world already. So
and then China no choice, might have to do something wrong. So they go and surround.
actually, my brother who based in China, he knows quite a bit about the China Taiwan relationship lah, and he said this is just wayang lah, don't bother lah.
For sure, wayang lah.
You know what? US put one chess move, the other China have to move one chess move also lah. So at the end of the day, it's not even a check yet, not let alone checkmate lah. So
Yeah, I think it's about
Shadow play lah.
yeah. It's their midterm election coming in, right?
yeah, November.
In November.
Yeah.
That's why they need to do something
Yeah.
because
Then war win re-election, like so.
Right.
war win election cannot happen.
War help you re-elect.
Okay.
How
Now
I
we
see
need to
it
thank.
is actually, when they draw a pie, then it's not big enough. So they just need to isolate some people out and need a reason for people to gather, rally about. Then people will be more.
But I'm in this stock market industry. We manage investment. Just because of one bloody Nancy Pelosi visit, everything go haywire.
I believe so.
This auntie really.
But then again, as in anything, when there's danger, there's always opportunity, isn't it?
Depends on if really World War III, then don't bother invest already. Better
I mean,
buy
World War
gold
III
and
is
dig
probably
a
distant,
hole and
lah.
hide yourself. Stock market, whatever is bullshit.
But
already.
whenever you have turmoil in the stock market, somebody else will benefit.
Yeah.
One way, but really,
There'll be
when war
there's
happens,
always a
then
winners and losers.
Yeah. So obviously I'm not very. I don't think China will invade Taiwan lah. I mean it's a long story lah, but I don't think they will lah. At least for the next 5 to 10 years, no lah. It's something that I think cause more harm to China than bring benefit. So it's unlike a lot of people say Russia. You say the same thing. They invade and then ended up invading Ukraine, but Russia has nothing to lose already. They cannot corner to the cornerless corner already.
Yeah, because I read about, I read one article about this as well. They say Taiwan actually in this incident, right? Taiwan actually did not express anything prior to her arrival.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're welcoming and say, oh, come, all this kind of shit. It didn't
Actually,
happen.
I think somebody did say don't come, but they insist to come. Then they also, okay lah, might as well lah, something like that lah, Because I think China government very pro non-independence one. I think Jason, you know Taiwan better than me, so I don't know.
Wow, how come I can know Taiwan better?
I don't know. You very Taiwanese feel one. I feel.
I have Taiwan followers in my another channel a lot lah, but I actually don't talk. I mean, seriously, politics shit. How do I know about Taiwan politics shit? Seriously, Malaysia also I like blur already. Seriously, but
so ladies and gentlemen, just in case if you just join us, this is still the Three Marketers show. We've not turned into a current news.
Okay, let's go back to the real topic.
So Chiwa just put like disclaimer: 3MS is politically neutral. Okay, right. So
we are marketers. We are not.
Yeah, we are marketers.
Anything else? That's all we do.
Correct. So like back to the Twitter and Elon shit lah. Like
okay
like,
so
doesn't seem to happen anymore.
Disclosure first lah. I think when was our last episode?
Wow,
I think
seriously.
that time
when
the fund I managed,
our official record keeper.
the fund I managed that time, I think we were still investing in solely Bursa Malaysia companies, but since then we have added US companies into our portfolio, and Tesla is actually our top holding lah. So full disclosure lah. So I clearly have a bias here lah. So
2 months ago, I think it was 2 months ago. I think the last show. So now we understand. Actually, Fung is the CEO of one like private investment company, right? Or is that
fund management company?
Fund management company. And then the fund he managed, his company managed also invest in the US stock, and Tesla being one of it. So basically, this is not a like investment advice.
Not investment advice lah. Okay.
So we just chit chat lah. Okay, now talk.
Okay. So since last time, I think Elon became a little bit how to say. When did we stop last time? He wanted to acquire, but Twitter didn't want to let him acquire, right? Something like that.
At that point, that was our discussion.
Yes. Suddenly Twitter say, okay, we approve you anonymously at our board level, and Elon suddenly, came back and say, no, seems like your board population you under disclose. Can you give me more information? And then Twitter didn't want to give, and ding dong for 1 or 2 months, and Elon say, oh, I'm pulling out. And people joke that this is the only time Elon pulls out. So because normally he doesn't, and he gave birth to many babies lah. So
apparently so, isn't it?
Yeah,
apparently so.
So
okay.
So and obviously, but I think there's if you go on Twitter to see the discussion about these things, there are two camps out obviously. One is say, oh, Elon cannot do that. You sign an agreement, you are supposed to complete the deal. And if you don't, you have to pay 1 billion. And now that you say you want to withdraw, you have to pay up lah. And obviously Elon is not going to pay lah. But Elon's argument, which is supported by the other camp, is you under disclose the bots, which you say below 5% of the total active user population. But based on just some sampling of hundreds of thousands of people, doesn't seem like it. Looks more like 20%. So this actually goes back to you guys punya expertise already. Imagine Twitter tell you, this ad, you buy this ad, it goes to 100 people. Turns out it goes to only 70 people only, real people. The other 30 they claim to be real people are not real people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll be like, can you give me 30%?
As an advertisement buyer, would you be pissed off?
I'll be like them tulan for sure.
Will you be not buying any more ads from the company? So all these things actually escalate one, A lot of people say, you just bought only ma, you complain, but such a small matter, you cannot just pull out a M&A deal because of this so-called small issue. But it's not small issue. It affects your revenue.
Affects your valuation of the company.
And now that Twitter say, okay, you pull out without paying us, I sue you. Okay. Then the court filing, they say, he's asking this. Elon Musk asking this info, which is not stipulated in the agreement. We are not obligated to provide you. But
So
Elon's
there's
argument
nothing
is
to
that
hide
all this, I'm just asking you for this so-called 5%, below 5% bot population is in the public filing, the quarterly earnings, everything. I'm just asking you to verify that this number is correct, is indeed correct or not. Then obviously the Tai Chi saying, oh, we didn't committed that saying that this number must surely be correct. It's like, what the fuck, man?
But if you file it officially in the financial records or financial
I mean,
documents,
they disclaim
there,
it,
right?
lah. The calculation is very subjective. We could be wrong, something like that, lah, as usual, lah. All those legal terms, lah.
So nobody actually bothered to do any due diligence. There's no such thing as due diligence in this.
No, so now goes back to the point.
World.
Some people say conspiracy theories that Elon purposely do all this shit until this point, and hence already pre-planned that he will pull out one. He just want to expose this so-called bot thing. Because nobody go and push, ma. It's like an open secret already, one. We all know Twitter got a lot of bots, one. Every time Elon Musk posts a tweet, the next millisecond there will be 5,000 reply of bots saying Bitcoin things lah, Dogecoin thing lah, please buy these things lah,
Wow, they're bad,
But this also happened in Facebook also, Facebook and IG also, especially when you put certain hashtag.
Not that bad.
I think Facebook not that bad. They also have bot problem, but I think they tackle it quite well. And then Elon's team reply back to the lawsuit and saying, we're asking this is just to validate your public filing info.
Yeah,
I mean, it in a way he admitted that for the M&A, I didn't request for due diligence because my M&A decision, I want this to close as fast as possible, and I'm relying on public info. Okay, but now that I find your public info a bit suspicious already, if not fraudulent. Okay, so I want more info to validate. And the Tai Chi here, Tai Chi there don't want to give or give very little or whatever. Is that enough is enough? I pull out.
Okay.
And
one question is, I'm not very familiar with the corporate scene.
Yep.
Initially, he bought a 5% stake.
9.
He bought a 9% stake, which entitled him to a board seat.
Which he declined.
Now, as a 9% stakeholder of a company, he could then request from the management to verify whether the board issue is actually under-reported or over-reported, right? Without going through the whole hassle of doing the purchase. That's possible?
Okay, so 2 scenarios. He got 9%.
Yes.
He get the board seat because he got so many votes.
Correct.
Might as well the board say, I don't fight you, I give you the seat. But the thing is, if he accepted the seat, he will have a fiduciary duty to protect shareholder already. So whatever he say, he has to be careful.
He cannot simply expose like what he does right now.
Simply do anything to harm the company. I mean, it's subjective lah. People can sue him because you shouldn't tell this to the public. Let's say it's the board really above 5%. And he go into the board seat, he found out it's real, then immediately he tweet, you see, I found out today at the boardroom, it's really above 5%. Then the share price tank, shareholder can sue him one. You are not protecting the company.
Okay. So as an owner,
that's my speculation.
Let's say if it's not as part of the member of the board, as a shareholder, you're seeing people like Carl Icahn and all these things.
He's just a larger shareholder. He requests. The board has all the rights to deny him, just like how the board deny him right now.
True. The board is denying him,
Yeah,
I see.
Like even if he is as a potential buyer, also the board also denying him. So I guess even if
as a potential buyer has higher status, the board also deny him. What about just an ordinary shareholder, although albeit the largest shareholder lah?
I see.
Actually, in terms of how corporate world, I guess you guys know lah.
No.
The line of defense is, first of all, shareholders, right? Shareholders doesn't have a direct say on the company. Only every year, AGM or EGM, you can vote on something.
Yeah.
So you have to vote. You have to have a board of director to represent the shareholder.
Yes.
Then only board of director, select a CEO to run the company. So there's like a 3 line of defense.
Right.
So Elon refusing the board of director role is actually he doesn't want to go up the level. He wants to remain down there. So that's why again conspiracy theory like they say he plan all these things or whatever, or maybe he's just simply stupid. I don't know, So,
Reckless. I don't think
maybe
it's stupid. Like just being
Definitely
reckless.
not stupid lah. But
okay,
reckless
so-
maybe.
so
Very
let me
reckless.
finish just now the story. So
Please.
Twitter bot sue him for
Okay.
not
Yes.
closing a deal. His lawyer team reply saying that we have all the merits to not closing the deal. So you sue me lah. We go to the court. I prove
Right.
that I'm right. You prove you are right. Let's fight. And I think last week Elon countersued.
We.
Oh, did it?
And the info is still confidential. I think a lot of confidential info there. So I think the court is reviewing it. Then they will release a redacted version of it lah.
Right.
But my speculation is quite obvious lah. Just now, whatever I told you, right? If
Mm.
bot population is indeed above 5%, it's a fraud case already. Which means for so many years, Twitter have been disclosing false information. So
Maybe
It's almost at the same level as disclosing financial, basically inaccurate financial information, isn't it?
yes.
Okay.
In fact, not only shareholder who can sue him. I think, like I mentioned just now, all the
Advertisers.
Advertisers can
will
sue
sue
also,
them
ah.
also.
Like
You know?
TY say, like he countersue, yes. TY confirm, so popcorn ready. But TY, you have more info to add to this, While
Yes.
Fung is actually like sharing with us with the whole situation, because seems like TY also you're also very following very closely, Okay, now any like additional info, feel free to pop in. So continue with the story. So you were saying that, wow, I think if he countersue on that ground, seriously, I think the countersue can happen not just from Elon himself.
No, so the whole thing. That's why you can see for the whole thing until now. One very apparent outcome is the Twitter are being exposed already. Okay, so I think Elon even share a meme saying that I think four column lah. One is initially I want to buy Twitter, they won't let me buy. Now they force me to buy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Initially they want I want to buy, they don't let me buy. Then now that they force me to buy, I want them to show me the bot. They say I don't want to show you the bot thing. Okay, then you sue me. Now you have to show me the bot thing, because to the court you have to prove already,
Yes,
right?
so proof lah.
Yeah.
So in a way, bottom
In
line
the
is
end,
like
still have
say,
to show.
no matter which way,
They have to
Twitter
show
will expose themselves already.
Safe,
So that's why it looks like a plot lah, based on the outcome we are getting lah.
Wow,
So
really,
it's a
really,
checkmate lah.
yeah, really brilliant play, right? If that's really the plot.
And I speculate Twitter's way of getting out of this is like, we don't have a bot data. We actually don't know how to calculate the bot. How do we determine? A bot is very subjective, Sometimes you see this look like a bot, but it's actually not bot. Sometimes you look this look like a real person, but it's a bot, So it's very subjective one. So they say, I don't know. I don't know how to calculate, So that could be a way of getting out.
I
But
think Twitter is already top 50 tech company in US, right?
But
Quite
the funny thing,
sizable,
I think Elon's lawyer team's response to the lawsuit of Twitter board, Elon commented that their what do you call the policing team, the bot policing team, just like Facebook, all these social media, they have a department just to
Compliance team.
just to find out bots and
Compliance.
remove them one, right? They
Right.
say their team, just imagine a lot multi tens of billion company, they have 50 people. Every month, just take
manually.
100 sample and determine whether it's bot or not. If it's bot,
Serious
then they
shit.
remove. It's a very small sample, so they can never. It's a never-ending game of
Is it manually?
getting rid of the bot one, because they don't have a so-called AI. So I mean, Facebook, all they use AI already one, right? They
Yeah,
just
of course.
simply train, and the AI will tell you, this is bot, remove them. Sometimes you may remove the wrong thing, or they'll come back and rectify it. So the more they do it, they rectify it, then the AI become more intelligent. Then in the future, they will remove the correct bot, right? But
It's very
at
stupid,
Twitter,
seriously, like
they do manual job. That's according to
holy
Elon's
crap.
lawyer. So
Walao.
it's quite fucked up lah.
Cut
But-
costs.
It's quite fucked up. Quite fucked up. Pretty fucked up.
But
I think
okay,
it's- yeah.
now whatever I say just now very pro Elon. So now come back the other side. They say Twitter chance of actually the market odds of Twitter winning the lawsuit is higher than Elon.
Ooh.
Because first of all, they sue at what Delaware court. Delaware court is based on precedents. They are very favoring on closing the deal one. So and I think the judge also favor certain things that favor Twitter something like that. So based on all these legal technicalities, they say Twitter actually still have a chance because if you look at from the surface level, Elon does look like he violate the agreement. You propose an acquisition, you wanted to close it as soon as possible. No need due diligence. So we form out an agreement. You sign it. After 2 months, you say no due diligence one ma. Now you cannot come back and request due diligence. Then you ask, which we are not supposed to give you this info. Now you request, okay we give you half like that Easy
Oh, there's a clause for non-due diligence or non-due D.
That's the whole point of. Because Elon that time he wants
argument.
things to get it done fast.
He wants to get it done
So
fast.
he doesn't want due diligence. He specifically waive it.
Okay.
But now he come back and argue that I'm not due diligence. I'm asking you to validate your public info only. So that's the back and forth.
That's an arguable point.
But I think it's actually pretty arguable.
Language.
I mean, as a noob, it sounds like
From a justice perspective, seems I think Elon has a case but from the legal precedence perspective, it seems like Elon doesn't have good chance So it all depends on how the lawyer fight
So if shit happens, he just need to pay, right?
Pay 1 billion.
Oh no. If
It's
based on the initial condition, it's pay 1B But I think if it reaches this stage, if Elon lose, it will be more than that already. So
is it?
the damage he caused the company, whatever, I don't know. I'm just putting out the scenarios So he must close it. He must close the deal, which means he have to,
They are 42B. What was it 42B, right?
Yeah.
Well, whatever you guys are talking about, seriously, I don't know. Like what 42B, 4063A, like what the hell?
So he owns about 10%, right? Yes. So he has to buy the remaining 90%.
Right.
Now that he pulled out, right? And he pulled out, he's not paying the 1B, which is the termination fee in the agreement. Okay, so Manfred just now asked, if he loses, he has to pay that 1B, right? That is like the best case scenario if he loses. I'm sure Twitter board will sue him for more one. You have to pay us 5B as a termination fee, or you close the deal at the agreed price. So because he also halted all the financing arrangement already. Initially, he said he will participate in some of the funding, then pull some friends. I think the Saudi also inside, and all the fund manager also inside, and then also borrow money and also pledge some Tesla shares, all these things. And then all this arrangement cancelled already. So which means if they force him to close, he has to come up with all this money again. But if suddenly all these pre-partners say, "Oh, I don't want to, you suddenly settle then he will be in deep shit So,
but he won't be
He might have to sell more Tesla shares That's why Tesla shares also, although this week doing quite well, but there's a saying that Tesla shares has a Twitter overhang there, because any unfavorable outcome for Elon on the lawsuit might force him to sell shares. So
wow.
So there's a lot of scenarios. I don't know. I'm not sure whether I painted the scenarios for you guys already or not.
Yeah, that's why people who lazy to read news like me, right? Seriously, we need somebody like you who's like Elon reporter to come back and let us know what the hell.
Summarize the key points
I mean that's a very good summary So yeah, I mean obviously I guess because just cut in from several angles over here First thing first, I guess. I mean let's revisit the reason why Elon wanted to buy Twitter in the very first place. I think he wanted to actually make this what was that called already?
Free speech platform.
Yeah, free speech platform.
Not censoring people, all this shit.
Correct. So
The
it's
why
in a
not very
way-
clear for me. His why is
Huh?
not very clear. For
His
Biden.
why
And
is
he
not
has
very clear.
planned to really bring because to be honest, now that after observing all this saga, you can tell Twitter employees are really, really shitty people. They're lazy, do work, all work from home, pretend to work, And bot policing is like, the manual, so fucked up work, right? So
And you
so,
pull out
so
100 people every month kind of thing, right?
yeah,
Nonsense.
so there's no innovation, no engineering there. It's just a bunch of Silicon Valley lazy.
You just got lucky, lah, basically.
Yeah, getting a good salary and that's it.
Bot policing doesn't produce the revenue, so priority is not given to them. Obviously, they don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
But even that, right? Seriously, I revisited Twitter because of this situation. Like I went back to Twitter after long time because I think Fung, we talked about this. Actually,
Early adopters of Twitter.
I was one of the early adopters of Twitter, and then back then I even did this like a Twestiver thing where we kind of like raised money for one of the international organization that we did this simultaneously with a lot of cities in the world. So I was the lead in Penang. Yeah, we had this festival. So it's a very interesting situation. But then again, right? After so many years, I revisited Twitter. I didn't see much change.
Yeah.
No, there's no
Frankly
innovation
speaking,
whatsoever.
Yeah, I would definitely second that. Seriously, I don't see much innovation. Facebook has changed tremendously, obviously, because like it evolved. Even Instagram evolved, but Twitter, I went in, I spent half a day looking at it, I browsing around and all that. I didn't actually see much change.
No, it's I think the biggest change is 140 characters to 280 characters.
I mean, deal. Like damn good.
It's
After
a
so
bigger
many years.
server, just able to.
So
But,
Elon's idea is to come in and bring innovation, bring in serious people to work on something. Is it he even teased that he wants to incorporate something like a WeChat, a payment system. Because in China it's like that, right? China
I thought China equivalent is
China
Singapore
Weixin
Weibo.
is a integrated app, what super app of social media,
Yeah.
payment, everything under one umbrella, one, even shopping, all those things. So he has that idea of, as Twitter already has quite a good number of users. It's just not so active. So it's a waste lah. They don't leverage the platform to do more lah because
Probably I mean, I don't even know whether it's still a social network. Obviously, it's a social network, but I don't know how to categorize it already. But
I
it seems like
think,
moving forward.
if you compare social media platform, you guys are more expert than me lah. But this is my opinion lah. Twitter's biggest edge is they have all the very famous people directly telling the world what they think through Twitter. They don't normally
Classic
do
example, Donald Trump.
Instagram or TikTok or whatever one. They will go through like Elon tweet, Donald Trump tweet. Even Biden, he doesn't tweet himself. His team also, whatever. There's a big announcement, they go through Twitter. Maybe Facebook, but Facebook nobody cares. Normally it's Twitter lah. And then who else? But the famous guy who has very big Twitter account but never use are those like Cristiano Ronaldo, Rihanna. They have hundreds of billions of followers, but they never actually talk.
I think one of the reason why Twitter had an age and still have an age right now is because it's text based. It's still very much text based. Although it involves now like image and all that, but mainly it's very much on text based. So it's very lightweight and like Fung mentioned, 280 characters right now, like but still like it's a very short, like it's very easy to consume kind of content. Not like Facebook, Instagram and even TikTok. Wow, you have to be ready there to really like consume so much. So I guess it's very useful for this kind of communication, really like instant communication and instant participation as well.
Yeah.
But I guess like let's bring up this question from Kelvin. Kelvin is asking, is paid ads in Twitter significant? I don't know, man. Seriously, I've not run ads on Twitter for like really, really long time. I tried once many years back. But any one of you actually have run ads on Twitter can chip in a little bit. Maybe Richard or even Chee, anyone can chip in. But Kevin,
I think this is quite local context, right? think Malaysian are still not so much on Twitter lah.
Oh, you'll be surprised. Malay community is very strong on Twitter.
Apparently
Really?
so. Yeah.
Very,
apparently so.
very strong. Very strong. Very strong.
I see.
Powerful. Yes.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they are very strong. In
But
fact,
they are more of the affluent Malay also lah, I guess.
I'm not sure.
Oh.
Wonder.
In Malay or in English?
Both. I
Bahasa.
mean,
Both.
yeah.
both.
Okay, now wait. Like Chee chip in. Chee's experience with Twitter ads. You can't run political ads on Twitter. Wait.
Why you want to run political
run
ads?
political ads? Do you? Okay. Secret project. Don't tell me. Anyway,
Secret project.
then
Chee.
Richard chipped in something as well. Let's see. Richard says still a good place for activation ads with young segment, but the bots and fake engagement like face palmer. Okay, I got it. So it's still the bot issue lah. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, bot issue is a big issue among advertisers lah. So
Yeah.
I think Elon was fighting
okay,
for the.
that's the first issue. And second issue is, again, all the Twitter engineer, they are very sort of like the lazy type of people. Just
Second time you say this.
every month end,
Is it
every
true?
month end,
Is that
every month
true?
end wait for salary one. And then second thing that they are very political one-sided. I think I mentioned about this before.
Yes.
More left to
If
right.
you tweet something that is very Donald Trump, MAGA-ish thing, they will shadow ban you or whatever. You know?
Holy shit.
Yeah. Like they are so passionate about shadow banning people.
They don't want to go and check bot. They come and
Yes.
check your tweet and shadow ban you. What the fuck is wrong with these people, man?
Yeah. So it's a very one-sided echo chamber. So okay. Now that Twitter hate Elon, right?
Yeah.
Elon he has a lot of very famous fans. They become famous on Twitter because they are such a big fan of Elon. They follow a lot of Elon thing. They tweet about Elon news every day. They tweet about something. Somebody at San Francisco trying the full self-driving got video. You know, they snap the video and then post it and got 5,000 likes, 10,000 likes one.
Right.
All these famous Elon followers also got shadow ban one just because they are Elon Musk fans. And I think there's a website for you to go and see your profile whether you are shadow ban. And there's a lot of type of shadow ban one. You know, some shadow ban is your name won't appear on the search. Let's say Jason Gunn, you have a Twitter account. I search Jason Gunn, how come don't come out one? But your account still there one. But I just couldn't search your account. That's one way. The other way is whatever you reply to other people tweet, people it is deprioritized one. It will go to the bottom or it will not even appear one. You know, so a lot of this kind of semi-banning censorship thing going on, which
Talk
pisses
about
off a
playing
lot of
dirty,
people.
yeah.
And I'm
What
sure
them dirty, man.
if you're trying to buy ads, you also like you want to buy or not, you know? So
very likely the four of us is going to be shadow banned lah.
Maybe.
And the way we are talking so nice about Twitter, I think we're going to be
No. By the way, it's the guy in green that talks about all these things. We're just like listening only. So you ban him.
Yeah.
Don't find him. Don't ban him. But I think coming from another angle of like, you know, like the what do we call what was that already? We were talking about the evolution of Twitter, you know, over the years. I think I kind of agree with Fung as well. It's like really not moving.
Wow.
So I guess because of a lot of, I guess this comes back to the corporate culture. In fact, it started from the top management also. Else, all these things won't just happen, and without the management blessing. Just saying. So probably the management also are that kind of people. So management also take money on it. I don't know. That one I say.
It's surprising that they're still around. The way we describe it almost look like a massive train wreck, but the company is still around and
the platform people still use. I think that's the fortunate part for them. People still like that. I mean, although now Donald Trump got kicked out already, but those days, you know, this is the platform to go to if you want to hear what Donald Trump has to say. He's the most powerful guy at that time, right? So that generated a lot of traffic. And now Elon become famous. Everybody also want to listen. He said he tweet whenever he all see one. So everybody look forward to his tweet one. So
wow.
Yeah.
Very interesting side entertainment.
Yes.
Yeah. To actually read what people write when.
Announcement too is a very
something
good
like that, or really like to share your thoughts in a very quick way. Now let's see. Richard was saying Twitter ads not designed for conversion, hence mainly driven by brands with engagement spend. Actually, I kind of look at it that way as well because people are there with short attention span.
You
They're
just
not
show
like,
just to
yeah,
be present. lah.
just to be present. So it's very important to drive them to a destination where you can do retargeting, more like that. Okay, then Chiwai say your ads all gonna ban hammer. What kind of ads you run, man? Shit, what the hell?
Yeah, man.
Like,
Say
what kind
what?
of ads you run over there, man? Like, and then Chiwai say like didn't hear from you. Like I put it up here, like we didn't hear from you. Like,
Yeah. We didn't hear from you. We just
okay,
read
let me
it
highlight
from
what
you,
you
that's
said
all.
just now. Let me highlight what you said just now. Okay, now this is
There
what
you
you
go.
said. You say experience with Twitter ads, you can't run political ads like who? Like I'm like kind of interested to find out.
Yeah,
Okay, and what Richard was saying, Ben Hammer Twitter not as crazy as Facebook. True lah. Ben Hammer Facebook wins lah. Okay.
It was Ben Hammer, by the way.
Banner.
Ban,
And got
ban,
banned
ban,
on
ban,
all
ban,
this,
ban.
you know, all these
I see.
nonsense get banned. Like Richard saying, the good part about Twitter's echo chamber is it becomes a good Trojan horse for new product introduction, especially among software products. Growth hacking.
Oh,
for
that's true.
software
Yeah.
as a service
That's
targeting
true.
Western market works on Twitter. Oh yeah, I mean makes sense. Makes sense.
Sorry,
because,
I don't understand what does it mean.
SaaS means software as a
SaaS,
service.
I know
like-
but I
Yeah.
don't understand the context.
Meaning that I believe what Richard was saying, that it's if you want to launch or introduce your software or software as a service in the Western market, Twitter can be a very good platform. Is that what you mean, Richard?
Yeah.
Or have you
It's a very
experienced
good
something
community builder kind of tool where you basically gather followers, gather interest, and the moment you say I'm going to launch this, especially when you don't launch a trial product or you want to do a pre-launch kind of thing, and you make obviously you have to nurture the audience from over a time, but basically you get immediate response.
Yeah.
What happened to you?
Twitter detected him already.
Yeah, I think Twitter kicked him. He got
Oh,
kicked
you
out by
got it.
Twitter. He got kicked out by Twitter.
Yeah.
And Melon app.
Top-
Okay, now we need to go and
top
check Melon app got any connection with Twitter or not. Let
man.
me bring him back to the top over here. Now, so yeah, then CY said, I'm painting a target on your back. Let's see. See whether somebody will shoot you in the back. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, and we just say yes. Yeah, it's like okay. So you have experienced that, I believe. Okay, so it's conversation driven. Hence, the model that usually works there is a built-in public. Actually, true.
Built-in public means what?
Meaning that it's like it's a public. It's like a town
You
hall.
get
that
the
a lot of
public
people
to
are already
participate.
interacting.
Yeah.
But normally Twitter seems more like a single direction about people do.
No, you can
Oh,
still
lah,
reply
only got
and
single
retweet
direction.
and all those things. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really like
Actually, Twitter is based on my experience a good platform to really. I mean, obviously, all social media does that do that but sometimes you can, like COVID. It's controversial. Some you can hear 1,000 stories about Twitter one. And the interesting one get retweeted 10,000 times one. And but obviously
Especially the
Oh,
part
oh,
when
the
people say
vaccines
it's
effect,
airborne.
you don't see them one obviously for obvious reason again they censor all this harmful to Democrats one so but
all it takes.
if I get to engage a lot of very interesting conversation on Twitter that's the part that I'm actually now the most active on Twitter because of that.
Oh,
When it comes to
okay.
investing, when it comes to fitness, when it comes to crypto. Obviously crypto is super damn famous there. A lot of semi-famous people there, they like to it's a more direct conversation platform Facebook is not so direct, right? You follow him, then if you talk something,
It's almost like SMS.
Miss
It's
it,
still
so
there's still this underground feel about Twitter. It's like it just is it's SMS kind of feel sent out and then people respond. Yeah.
I think in a way, if you look back, I mean, what happened in the past 10 odd years, I think Twitter, although we did mention that it did not change much, I think it's also a good way. I mean, the other angle to look at it, they stay very true to the core, and it's still like that. That's why people are still there and all that, because you see, like Facebook now, recently they kind of like released their latest earning report or something like that, right? That's first time they had this like revenue drop. Okay, so now they made an announcement that they're actually trying to become TikTok now. I mean, I'm not to say trying to become TikTok. I think they changed the direction, as in like, you see, like, you know, originally what Facebook was meant for, really, Facebook was meant for us to connect with our connection, meaning that you want to be there and see what your friends post, what your friends eat for lunch, and all that nonsense, you know. But then again, because people start posting lesser and lesser, like, I don't even remember when was the last time I posted something on Facebook. Seriously, like, I don't do that anymore. So, in a way, right, it's no longer that anymore. So now, if you kind of like notice, right, I'm not sure whether you still go back to Facebook or not, huh? So on Facebook itself, now they actually surface a lot of content that might interest you. They're trying to turn this into a, you know, like a discovery platform. So this move is very, very TikTok. Because if you go TikTok, you don't expect to see Manfred dancing. I don't want to see that if he does. No. But then again, right, you just want to be there to see, you know, whatever you want to see. So it's very interest based. So you're there to...
the feed for Facebook is actually your followers.
Usually it's your friends or things that you follow.
Your own niche. But TikTok is based on a different algorithm where it's actually based on your consumption.
Yeah, consumption based.
Then they think, maybe you like so much horror, I give you a bit of anime or something like that. They test, then based on your response, keep learning. And they are damn good, no? They know what you and you got stuck there. Keep on shooting the thing.
And I can guarantee you, if Facebook goes towards the direction, they'll be damn as good or if not better than TikTok, because they know so much better than TikTok about
a lot of data.
Yeah, so they will do better job on that thing. So if they go that direction, I think Facebook as a social network or social platform is gonna be changed. And I think that was also happened to Instagram as well. So in a way, right, the only social network that stays as a social network where people social, macam is really Twitter.
No, so the other side of the story is, you know, from me lah, my professional is investors, right? Facebook, they evolve, and you have to give credit to Sheryl Sandberg, who stepped down recently lah, right? He really knows how to monetize all the shits from Facebook. Whereas Twitter, hardly profitable. Sometimes make money, sometimes lose money, sometimes revenue growth, sometimes revenue come down. You know, Facebook, this is the first quarter declining revenue in a long while, right?
Really long.
That happened to Twitter like every 2 quarters or 3 quarters, you know. So Twitter, in terms of execution, is really, really, for lack of better word, fucked up.
I think this falls back to the company strategy as well, because I discussed about this as well during my latest training on TikTok ads. You see, like, now everybody look at TikTok ads, you have to go TikTok ads and all that, right? But I actually kind of disagree, because I'm just predicting TikTok ads is gonna hit a ceiling real soon. You know why?
TikTok ads
will hit a ceiling real soon. You know why? Because they only have one placement option. There is only one place to show ads.
It's in the TikTok app itself.
Just TikTok only. What else you have? You go in there, you probably will see one ad every 5, you know, like dancing videos or whatever videos you see. But now imagine you start seeing 2 ads every 5 or 3 ads every 5.
They have a few placement, but it's all trapped within.
Well, it's still there. It's still there. But if you look at Facebook, has a lot more placement because they have they have a line of product. I think the strategy actually play really well for them.
So you're talking about limited ad inventories is the one that's
right. The inventory. So TikTok has that. I think Twitter has the same thing. So when you have limited inventory, you can only show that many ads. Then of course your growth won't become
growth is limited.
It's very limited. It's not gonna be like Facebook. Yeah, but I guess, you know, it's interesting to see what plays out in the next few years. But I would say fragmentation is definitely happening. Okay, but then again, I wouldn't say which one is going to die, which one is going to rise to the top and whatnot. I guess it's just like, you know, everybody will find their own niche and they will coexist. It's just like, you know, like long time ago, everybody would say that Twitter will lose to Facebook. What? Fight what? They're not competing. Yeah. Like now they're both still there, and one is like fucked up a little bit. The other one is like kind of up and down. You know, I mean, up all the way and down recently a little, but they're still there. I think. I guess it's just like we just have to pick the platform lah.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Right. It's just like a bunch of guys playing professional football on the field, and Twitter is a bunch of kids lying there at the side, don't know what the hell is happening.
Yeah,
oblivious to the whole idea.
Yeah, like you know what? One of my client recently. I'm not sure whether I shared with you guys this thing. One of my client recently did a research, as in like not research. He did a what was that called already? Focus group. Because my client runs a education expo. Okay, he actually goes to like places like Bahrain and like Saudi Arab and Brunei and all that. They run expo to bring people to study in Malaysia. They market local universities and colleges in all these places. Very big company. I mean, so is that, Jason? I find it damn hard to reach the youngsters now. I can reach the parents. Yes, obviously they're on Facebook and Instagram, but I don't know how to reach the youngsters. So I was like panic. Then I actually I tried so many times and eventually I got fed up. Let's freaking go and do a focus group. And you know what? Okay, there are like some good certain percentage, as in like maybe half or more than half of them are on Instagram, but they are not on Facebook. Okay, and some of them, yes, a lot of them are on Twitter. TikTok. TikTok. Okay, then he shared one thing. You know what? There is one platform that works well for all age. Like babies, youngsters, and fathers, grandfathers. YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube.
Yeah, everybody goes to YouTube. He said, everybody goes to YouTube.
YouTube also has bot problem, by the way.
Sorry?
YouTube also got massive bot problem. In fact, even worse than Twitter. If you see the some of the semi-famous Twitter account who also run a YouTube account, they always complain that YouTube bots at the comment section is way out of hand, even compared to Twitter. It's like, especially if you post the so-called misinformation. Again, also similar situation with Twitter. Google also very Silicon Valley, left-leaning, all these things. So they tend not to support all those what they feel like is misinformation. So a lot of this kind of content that the YouTube engineer don't like one. They post the video, the comment will start flooding on 5,000 messages already. And there's no way for the content creator to go and I'm not sure because Jason, you are also YouTuber. Did you experience? So they say there's no way you can't even reply the comment of real people because the thing just goes so fast. It's like they purposely crash you. So
to me, I'll be happy if I have that kind of amount of comments coming in. no, yeah. So that's the not really what that happened to me right now, but I heard that as well, as in like the bot problem, which is yeah. I mean, I think bot problem is everywhere.
But again, this is Google, right? So you'll be surprised that Google cannot solve this problem. So sometimes you don't know whether it's intentional or not. So
you won't know, and they have some policies as well, But then again, let's take a look at some comments over here. Richard said, interesting fact: OnlyFans grow super fast thanks to Twitter. Ooh. Similarly, most adult product software services grow fast on Twitter.
Oh, is it?
I mean, one thing that kind of like I read about this, right? At one point, I think Twitter banned all the Japanese AVs accounts kind of stuff. And the whole world kind of like went haywire about it because, suddenly. But, after Elon announced that he wanted to buy them, they came back. I don't know. I'm not sure whether this is true. I just read about it. Anyway.
Jason, you'll be snooping around.
Yeah. I mean, come on. We have to consume a little bit of info here and there. And Kevin say, why would celebrities prefer Twitter than Facebook? Any celebrities?
I think it's more direct
instant response.
Yes,
instant response.
I believe so. Yes, instant response because, like I say, Facebook is too rich. There are too many different kind of content.
No, I think one thing Twitter is like it's like SMS. You see, you just type your text and send it out.
In Facebook, you still remember SMS,
Then Facebook, you got to design the image or do
you don't know whether you look at photo first, or you look at message first, or you look at the happy birthday wishes first, or or the group first, or.
And the shitty part is if you post pure text on Facebook, for the algorithm
probably
hates you.
Nothing will happen, right? Yeah.
The algorithm hates you.
So 280 characters. It's very simple. It's quite easy for you to communicate, and that's it. No need to think one.
You don't think, man.
But
just
also
like,
that's where all these issues comes in, because sometimes because it's so easy to type without thinking, then you
Yeah.
create a lot of controversies.
But one of my favorite way of engaging people on Twitter is posting GIFs. I think this one is very, very not so appreciated in Facebook one. And
at one point they tried
and
to
I
ban it.
realized because I posted GIFs in both, I think Facebook banned a lot of GIFs.
Oh, is
A
it?
lot of controversial GIFs you cannot find one. Whereas
Which one?
on Twitter, fortunately they don't ban. You can get
Still
GIFs
the Wild
with
West,
swear words one, but in Facebook you cannot get one.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Same goes to WhatsApp, which is also controlled by Facebook. The GIFs selection very, very later on. This
Yeah,
is my
I mean,
experience lah. I'm not sure how true.
I
it is.
agree. I mean, at one point we tried GIF as well. I mean, it worked well for a while, but then again, I kind of like, I think it's because of the ban issues and all that. Maybe lah. Okay.
Kevin also has a comment about.
Wow, and out of sudden, wait, nothing wrong. Just out of sudden, everybody got kicked out. Even I got kicked out. Hang on, let me bring everyone back.
Wow. See
Twitter,
lah. You
steady
comment lah. You
Twitter
comment in the big four, big five lah. The first Silicon Valley coming. Now you already offend the Silicon Valley guys.
like that, man.
Tell
Like
you.
that, man. You guys play like that, man. Damn dirty. You're no good. Okay.
Tell you.
Like that, man.
You only 4 dudes only, against the whole Silicon Valley.
Hey,
That's
we're
way
like
too much.
small group only. Okay, come on. Chill lah. And then Richard was saying the game is still only using website as core. Facebook bring discovery, YouTube solutions working on consideration and CPAS to close. Awesome.
Sometimes Facebook for retargeting also lah.
Yeah. And Kevin is sharing his kids 18 and 15 don't do TikTok, don't do Facebook. They only do Reddit. Yes. I read about this as well. Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
For the life of me, I don't
Reddit
understand
to me
Reddit.
very nerdy type of platform.
but Kevin, are you from the state? Because Reddit doesn't work in Malaysia, our part of the world. I mean, Reddit, like you.
So if
tell
you
Reddit-
want to find out very tiny information, Reddit is the best place.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's like can I know
It's
this
niche,
microphone
niche.
the
Alright.
diameter is what you can go Reddit can find out one. I mean I'm just giving a funny example lah.
Right.
There are tons of very passionate people
Subreddits and all
about very
this.
subtle things. They are very active in
Oh,
Reddit.
that's interesting.
Okay.
Even for programming topics also.
I mean, at one point I tried Quora.
Yeah, I tried that. That one is more like a noob question you ask.
Noob question, and actually, it's actually a very powerful marketing platform. If your niche is noob niche, sorry, not to say noob
If you have
niche.
the
as
time
in
to respond, yeah.
yeah, I mean it's quite
Very
interesting.
very
So
hot.
all these are little, or I wouldn't say little, they are big. All these are so-called, like maybe smaller, I would say, platforms, and in a way they are kind of like social platforms as well. So you just have to play your game, like which one you want to go. Like Quora works really well for B2B business.
Do people still use Pinterest?
Yes.
UK and US.
And these
I hardly
places are
touch
still-
that thing anymore.
I never have it in my phone for the longest time. Seriously,
They
so
report profit this year, right? This quarter, right?
I don't even follow
I
that news.
don't follow. I know they are listed.
I've
but I
read
don't
it.
follow.
Yeah, heard about it.
Oh, they are listed.
Yeah, they're listed.
Oh, okay. Not bad. Cool. Then Chiwai say true story. A lot of porn content on Twitter. No comment. Anyway,
Moving on.
yeah, maybe Chiwai, the accounts that he follows. I don't know. Okay. and Richard say for Facebook long form text works super well with Chinese and Malay segments.
Is that true or that's something new to me?
For Chinese, yes.
I think in the groups not like at personal level It's not like you have a page, you keep on typing long form, then people will bother It's more
For
like
Taiwan community, long text works damn well.
really.
Oh, is it?
Taiwan community. That's why it's like you really have to really understand your niche, like which segment that you're going into. Then you have to play that game. Taiwan Chinese. I follow a few especially those astrology thing.
Sorry,
super long.
Since we are talking about this, also full disclosure. My fund we are actually long Meta also, Facebook. So Facebook, because right now valuation is, although I personally don't quite like the platform and I don't quite like
As a
the start,
business?
but the valuation is just too cheap So full disclosure again.
okay.
So,
All right.
You say
There
that
you go.
you guys know what to do So yeah, I think Facebook, I mean, put it this way, I don't think it's gonna die. It's just gonna evolve into something, and we won't know. And now they say, like they don't want to go for consumption route. I like it. I think this is a very interesting direction. It might pull people back, but of course, like younger generation and Kevin just shared with us.
Oh, you're in KL.
Kevin is from KL. Wow, I think your kids are programmer or what?
Very
they're
advanced.
geniuses.
No, these kids are very. I think the most famous is Roblox. Kids.
I think I heard
the
of
game, the Roblox.
Roblox, Minecraft. For the life of me, I don't understand. But
yeah. It's like the so-called metaverse, So
right.
you all talk like we are like damn old already, but seriously, yeah, we don't understand kids anymore. Like the other day, I was just looking around and see what I was just searching what are the platforms or so-called tools or so-called whatever that kids are using. In fact, I kind of find it more towards chat.
Yes. Actually, just to share my anecdote story. I think many months ago, I went back to Penang. I stay with my brother-in-law. He has 2 kids. I think from 4 and from 3, something like that. From 4 boy, from 3 girl. Every night, after dinner, first thing go to their PC, put on headset, and I don't know what they're doing probably playing games or probably don't know what but one of the main activity is chit chat through the headset.
Chit chat.
Yeah,
It's like chatting and stuff or whatever.
Yeah, could be through games, could be just simply chit chat like Zoom or whatever. Because Zoom is so common right now, right? So
yeah,
so
because I think
that's their every night activity. Without fail, I stay with them for 2 weeks at a time. Without fail, every night after dinner, put on headset and start playing games.
I think it's communication, and Sally just seconded that. That's Roblox for kids. Oh, okay. Oh, I mean, Sally, been a while. How are you? Okay, so yeah, I mean Roblox.
So it's back like those days during the .com the start of the internet where everybody start with the ICQ.
ICQ last time ICQ
So it's like going back to trend.
I think it's kind of like
ICQ.
deja vu a little bit, right? They will start with chat because I think their need right now as a younger generation is more like chat and finding information about things. And then after that, when they have kind of like a kind of like a community of friends and or something like that, then only they need a platform to actually kind of connect with everyone. I don't know whether this will be the similar route for them, but then again, that's kind of what I'm actually looking at it. And Kevin is saying long form text means long sentences or copywriting. I mean, just long copy. Then you have paras and all that, but long copy. Yeah, I kind of agree. And in groups definitely long copy. Right.
My wife looked for a lot of info about kids, about review, about kitchenware, all from Facebook groups. So
awesome. Right. And Richard is saying there will come a time physical health of a kid is worse than an 80-year-old is due to the lack of physical activities. I mean, that's a very interesting prediction. They move their fingers, something like that. I don't know.
But at least they are better communicator than us. They talk every night, literally.
Fun game for them.
Yeah, and you play games.
And then also we chat on MRC also every day or every night. What the hell?
No, but at least I think that's one of the so-called positive trend is kids nowadays that talk a lot in real life, not in real life but verbally with strangers. For us, we tweet with strangers, we Facebook with strangers, right? We don't want to expose ourselves to talking to strangers, right? But kids are very common nowadays. They're just playing games, just fuck here, fuck there.
But physical communication will be an issue, isn't it? I mean, virtual communication, they could be very well.
No, I think Malaysian or specifically Asian, we are very
reserved.
Mandarin call very hamchok. Very, every time you go to seminar, hey, everyone raise up your hand. Chinese never raise up hand, right? Asian never raise up hand, right? But the Angmo, everybody like raise up hand, like so
kids nowadays will raise they'll probably raise their socks as well, all this kind of, yeah.
So I think this kind of culture may flip the other side, like end up, Asian may start be more expressive or whatever. So
I'm an optimist, when it comes to all these changes or whatever trend. Even recently, people say that, I love those who less SPM kind of like graduates don't want to continue study. I mean, everything happens for a reason. Just let them go through, and eventually, this is gonna be.
They'll find their ways.
They'll find their ways. I mean, sometimes we just need to not to worry too much lah. And Sally was saying like kids 6 to 10 old playing 10 years old playing Roblox.
By the way, Roblox is also listed, but the share tanked like crazy during the recent crash. So whether you believe in this kind of gaming metaverse or not, if you want, you can go buy the stock. And full disclosure, we didn't buy these stocks.
No, yeah, lah.
Yeah. No, I don't think
Roblox.
it's very unprofitable.
Okay.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still it's still considered niche but it's a fast growing.
Right. And Kevin said the kids would consume videos on YouTube and YouTube Shorts, never on TikTok. Wait, you have different kids like Kevin. Wait, very interesting kids. Wow, like Changi, man, your kids. They say TikTok is cringe. What really like interesting?
Wow.
Interesting. And Richard said, and there's another rise of screen addiction related mental condition among kids that causes pseudo whatever ADHD and all that. Hey, whatever lah. It happens already lah. What else, right? Yeah.
I also quite try to limit my 3-year-old son's screen time, but also very hard to limit lah.
And
unless
Bone,
you give
raise
him
hand.
100% attention lah.
Correct lah. And Bone, you raise hand.
Our generation, we were TV, so what's the difference?
No
But
different.
we don't sit in front of the TV like.
Okay,
Yeah,
not for 8
true
hours
lah.
straight or
But
something
our
like
TV,
that's true.
not so much content one. We watch
Back then,
sometimes
TV
watch
was
half an hour,
being
you don't
watched.
watch already.
And in fact, back then TV was consumed by the whole family, ma.
Yes.
So after dinner, we sit there and watch. Now, after dinner,
we
everybody
watch
take their own
8
device and do their own
TV
shit.
Yeah, that's true.
news together one. So it's not like I get to watch my kids content or
I do
whatever.
my own stuff and all those things, yeah.
Okay. And then like Sally say, guided by some Roblox before they tank. Oh, okay. You gain some from Roblox before they tank.
Wow,
Congrats.
congratulations.
Congrats. And Bones
good.
just now mentioned no hands were raised earlier. Which part already? But thanks for joining. Seriously, we kind of like talk until we forgot. Hey, we're supposed to talk about Twitter lah. Seriously, like now tiba go sideways. But okay lah.
Hey,
that's
that's
what
us,
we
man.
do, right?
Yes, we go with the flow.
That's what we do, right? But that brings us to 11 o'clock. So it's kind of like coming to the end of the show. And thank you so much for you guys for joining. Seriously, we love this discussion. Although we are like 98 and we have 2 more episodes left before we close this chapter. And watch out for what's gonna come. But nonetheless, go and follow Chee. He's our 4th marketer. He's gonna take over the baton. I don't know what he's gonna do, but he's supposed to be the next generation. I don't know what he's gonna do.
You go and hound him lah.
For
the next
give support
episode.
to Andrew. Yeah, thanks, Bone.
Hey,
Thanks
hi,
for
Bone.
joining. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for joining us.
All right, so before we end, as usual, we have Manfred sharing with us his web.
Oh yeah, wow.
Of
Okay.
the week.
Yep. Yeah, guys, thanks for
website of-
giving a lot of comments today. A lot of audience are alive. Very healthy conversation. Okay, can you see my screen?
No.
Swipe.co?
Yeah, I think probably the talk also good lah. Talking about porn on Twitter lah.
Yeah, so this one actually is
1 second.
reverse engineering,
I
marketing,
need
and
to
copywriting inspiration. So it's sort of.
We're not seeing the screen yet, Manfred.
Oh, you haven't seen the screen yet.
Jason's side is very poor.
It's been, yeah.
Never mind. Let's Jason go and settle the thing first.
There you go.
Can see.
Swipe worthy. Oh, okay. I've
No,
seen it.
and then
Yep.
start again.
Cannot
Right,
hear
yeah.
you, Jason.
Share and start share.
Okay, I stop first.
And start share again.
I share again. Hold on.
I think it's a connection problem or whatnot.
Maybe my end got
connection
issue.
Before Manfred brings this out, let me bring this into the
Are you able to?
the command as well. Do you know that?
No. Okay, maybe it's my comm is too slow or something. Okay, maybe we just
Oh, it
share the
seems to be
screen.
coming from Jason's side. The delay is coming from Jason's side.
I think it's me. I think my connection.
It's a very simple tool.
Your
Basically, you
connection
just
is
want to
like
see
1
copy-
bar and then no bar.
Yeah,
copywriting.
keep on
So if you're
dropping.
interested, you can go and take a look, see some example sort by various industry. You can play around with it, quite fun.
Swift say your 1 hour limit has been breached.
Yeah, there's no sound already. So okay lah, never mind. It's okay. You can cut. You can cut the show already.
So anyway, Swipe.co is if you want to look
Freeze
for
already.
copy ideas and all these things, is a good site to get copy ideas. I think even for ads running way in the older days also, right?
Yeah,
They do a
yeah.
compilation
So
of
there's
that,
a lot of
yeah.
examples. So if you if you're interested in alcohol as advertising, then the type is maybe editorial or banner ads itself. Then you can sort it from there and find some inspiration. I find it quite fun.
Are we back?
Let's see whether.
Are we back?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Are we back?
Okay, yes.
Yeah, we are back.
Yeah, I stopped sharing
yes.
the thing to.
I think I better end this, huh? I better end this
Okay.
because my line is very stable, very unstable. Okay.
Very
So,
unstable.
guys, thank you for joining us. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for having me for 3 times.
Fung, it's been a pleasure.
So, anyway,
It's been fun.
see
It's
you
been
next week.
fun. It's
Sally is
interesting.
inside the
Okay,
comments
good night.
already.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
The
So stay
Facebook
with us
one,
for 2 more episodes before we call it a temporary break.
Yeah,
and figure
thanks,
out what we're
Fung.
going to do next.
Thank
It's
you.
been a
I think
pleasure.
the Facebook one
Yeah,
they can't see. Maybe I spell out the URL is swiped.co.
Bye, Boon.
swiped.co. Right? Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Good night.